to Gobbler Ridge Farms, and today I'm going to be doing a product review, and I'm going to review the Live Infinitely bug net for hammock camping. Now, let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about my experience with this, and I'm going to go ahead and get the negatives out of the way, because I do like this product, but I have to, as I always say, I bought this with my own money. Nobody gave it to me, and you know, to maintain my credibility, I have to give honest evaluations. And when I got this mosquito net, one of the things I noticed is on the zipper, as I went down the entire length of the zipper, there is no pull tab on the zipper. So I had absolutely no way of getting in to the bug net. And so I will tell you, and as you can see, I've gone all the way to the top here, and there are no pull tabs on this. And so I did get a refund on that, and they were kind enough to send me out another one. Comes well packaged, nice little bag. It does have inside the bag, there are setup instructions for you, although it is a fairly intuitive thing to set up, and if you have any experience backpacking, camping, setting up tents and things of that nature, you shouldn't have any problem with that. So yeah, that is one of the things I did find on mine. It could be just luck of the draw. When I did get my refund, I actually started looking out there and saying I'm going to look for other brands to try, and I started reading reviews on them. And on a different brand besides the Live Infinitely, I saw the same thing. It was missing pull tabs on a couple of reviews. So I said, you know, I liked the product initially when I ordered it, so I'm going to give them another chance. And sure enough, this one came in, and I do have pull tabs on it, so we'll be able to complete the review. So that was the first negative, but on the flip side of that, there is a positive. I was able to get a replacement unit that does have the pull tabs, so thumbs up on the customer service aspect. Now, the other thing that comes with the net is a 12-foot ridge line, and I was looking around out here in the woods, and it's getting closer to dark, and so I was looking for a place where I could set my hammock up, and I'm a little far here, and this was just luck of the draw. This is actually, as far as I scan around me, this is really the best place for me to put a hammock in, and sometimes you're going to get in those situations when you're out in the real world. Here is the 12-foot ridge line, and it only made it about halfway down my hammock, just a little bit past halfway. So that would be my second negative on the product, is that the ridge line really should be a little bit longer, because you're going to be in oak flats and oak places where the trees are going to be bigger, and you can't always perfectly space a tree 10 to 12 feet apart. And then once you have to go around it to put your cow hitch, or you have to circle around the tree to put a midshipman's hitch or a taut line hitch or a Fairman friction knot, whatever you happen to use, you're actually going to need more than 12 feet to go around the tree. So I do have my ridge line strung up here because I have paracord with me pretty much all the time. So I was able to salvage that and get some paracord. So the mosquito netting, I had tried a different product. I don't know if you can see through that or not. You can see through it. The mesh is very fine on that. It should hold out for no sims. Right now I haven't had a chance to use it during the summer. Only it's March now, so there really aren't a whole lot of bugs on that. But I did try a different brand one time, and it was supposed to be for no-see-ums, but the mesh was big enough to keep mosquitoes out, but it was too large and let no-see-ums attack me, so that made for a miserable night. So I do like the fact that this does have a very fine mesh on there and should keep out no-see-ums on you. It comes in a attached bag just like most hammocks do, and the neat thing is it has a compression strap at the bottom of that so it can compress it and take up less room in your pack, and especially somebody like me that does more bushcrafting than long distance hiking these days, you know, I take a much smaller pack, so being able to compress this is a good feature. I looked at some, like the Eno weighs in at 16 ounces, 1 pound. Some of the other brands I looked at were 1 pound, 2 ounces, 1 pound, 2.5 ounces, that type of thing. This one weighs in at 12 ounces, so it is a little bit lighter than some of the other competition out there. That can be a you know, very good thing, you know, less weight in the pack, and against some of the competitors, a substantial amount. That does mean, though, that you probably need to take care of this material a little bit better. But typically when you're out hammock camping, it's not something you do with a bunch of kids. If you're out with a bunch of kids that are running and playing and swinging on your hammock and that type of thing, you're probably car camping, some kind of a tent type situation. You're not going to really be bush crafting and backpacking. That's bush packing. I just made that up. So, you know, if you're backpacking, you know, taking a kid on a 15, 20 mile hike in the mountains carrying a backpack is, you know, probably not going to happen. So, since you'll most likely be, you know, with adult groups and what have you, I think this mesh is going to be just fine. Just take care of it. And during the daytime, if you're just going to be lounging around, getting in and out, you can always easily take it down and only use it at night. And if you are a restless enough sleeper to to tear this, then more power to you. So anyway, let me quickly set this thing up and show you how easy that is. One of the things you want to do is find where that zipper is on whichever side of the hammock you're going to be entering. I'm on a kind of bit of a downslope, and I have a couple of cedar trees over here and a little oak tree, so I would be entering over here. So I'm going to take the zipper and I'm going to put that on the back side of the hammock. It has some clips on there, and so I'm just going to clip these onto my ridge line. And then I can take this and spread it out up and down my ridge line. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, now that I have zipper pull tabs, I better not say anything else, they may never sponsor me. Anyway, I'm going to open up these zipper pull tabs, and then I'm going to slide this down to the far end of my ridge line. So let me go down there and get set up and show you that part. Okay, once I get down here where I clip my hammock into my hammock straps, I'm going to unclip my carabiner, and I'm going to slide the hammock right down here to the end, and it has these bug collars on it. I'm going to pass the carabiner back through there, and then I'm going to reconnect that to my hammock strap, and this end is ready to go. And now it's a simple matter of taking it and doing the same thing on the opposite end. And now the hammock is connected on both ends of my hammock straps, and the mosquito net is completely covering that. Okay, now here's a mistake that a lot of people make when they're putting up their bug net. They want to take it out here and get it past the end of their hammock, and they try to cinch it down. But that can create a few little gaps. I have read a number of reviews where people thought, well, the material is too big and it let bugs in, I couldn't cinch it all the way down. The one thing that Live Infinitely does, they do have a video that shows some of their setup as well. And what you want to do is actually take this down a couple of inches from the end and then cinch that tight. Now with that material filling in all those gaps, you're going to have a good bug-proof entrance to the end of your hammock. You'll do that on the opposite end and you're ready to camp. Okay, I'm going to say something good about the zipper configuration. Now that I have a unit that does have the zippers, it actually comes with 2 pull tabs, and this allows you to unzip towards the top, unzip towards the bottom, and easily enter and exit your hammock. It also works out really good if you have a wonderful wife like I do that gets up and goes on the campfire and makes you a cup of coffee in the morning. You can just unzip that, reach out, get your cup of coffee, and spend the balance of your morning sipping coffee in your hammock in a bug-free environment. Thank you, honey. And now the last thing that I want to point out is that a lot of the hammocks that I took a look at were sometimes 9 feet 4 inches, some were 10 feet, and the one thing that I really like about this hammock is you can see down here, and I got plenty of room up here. This hammock, according to the specs, is 11 feet and it's 5 feet deep. And what that means versus some of these that are only 4 foot, 4 foot 2 inches, I did see some that were 4 foot 6 inches. If you don't set this up right and your hammock sags once you put your body weight into it and it comes down and meets pretty close to the bug netting, mosquitoes will bite you through your clothes and they'll bite you through the bottom of your hammock. And so the one thing I do like is the Live Infinitely bug net gives ample room on the bottom so the mosquitoes can't get you from the rear, so to speak. Okay, and that's going to do it for my review. Overall, the materials of the construction I'm very happy with. The design I'm very happy with. I really like the dimensions of this. The customer service is great, even though I did have the small issue, and that's apparently not uncommon across all manufacturers. It was easily resolved, and as you can see, got a new unit here. So my overall opinion, the Ridgeline, yeah, would be better to have a longer one. I do carry paracord, so you know, those 2 minor things right there. Overall, it's going to do what it needs to do. It's going to give you a good bug-free camping experience. And if you're not enjoying yourself, you're probably on Naked and Afraid or something. So that's what it's all about, getting out there and enjoying yourself. And this bug net from Live Infinitely will help you do that. All right, I give it a thumbs up, and that's going to do it for this review. And I'll see all you turkeys on the next one.